I wonder if youngsters who borrow tens of thousands of pounds to get into higher education would save themselves a lot of hassle and learn a bit more if they went to the University of Life. At the University of Life, all opinions are welcome. No one's protected from hearing things that may upset them, and it's free. You won't believe this, but a recent Freedom of Information request in the Times newspaper has revealed that 1,000 books, that's right, 1,000 books, have either been withdrawn from reading lists or given special warnings for readers. 10 universities, including 3 from the Russell Group, have withdrawn books from course study lists or made them optional in case they cause students harm. The texts include the 2017 Pulitzer Prize-winning novel The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead, which has been removed permanently from a course reading list at Essex University because of concerns about graphic depictions of slavery. Now, isn't that the point, to learn about the horrors of this evil crime? Is slavery not bad anymore? I'm struggling to keep up. The classic play Miss Julie by August Strindberg has been withdrawn from an English literature model at Sussex University because it includes discussion of suicide. Now, wait a minute, suicide, and surely that's an issue that all people will either have to deal with directly or indirectly in their lives. Don't read about that? OK. And English students at Aberdeen University have been told they can opt out of Geoffrey Chaucer and medieval writing, as the course sometimes entails engagement with topics that you may find emotionally challenging. Well, I'm finding covering this story emotionally challenging. Didn't Chaucer use the C word in his books? Well, it seems appropriate for these woke university bosses. Why don't colleges and universities go the whole hog and do what they really want to do? Why don't they give it the full Chairman Mao China treatment and start book burning? That'll be next. Start Freshers Week with an outdoor bonfire of Shakespeare's greatest works, Charles Dickens and anyone else deemed problematic. When universities start getting rid of books, you know we're at the end of days. Don't forget, universities are bankrolled to the tune of billions by the taxpayer, and we're now paying for them to churn out thin-skinned, intolerant, close-minded young people who in many cases have been bullied into believing a variety of bonkers and highly contested ideas like critical race theory that says you're racist simply because of the colour of your skin. What about bonkers gender ideology, which denies there are 2 biological sexes, and which, from where I'm standing, appears to be an attempt to end the idea of gender altogether? Gender ideology certainly involves erasing women, medics in the NHS, right of birthing humans, chest feeding, and people who menstruate. It was no doubt university types at Shakespeare's Globe Theatre who decided that one of the greatest females in history, feminist icon Joan of Arc, who died for her beliefs, gets rebadged as they/them for her pleasure. Let me add a stage direction to that show. Shakespeare spins in his grave. Which other great women of history shall we rob of their gender? Perhaps Margaret Thatcher should be rebranded as Michael Thatcher. Mother Teresa could be Father Teresa. Maybe one day Lady Gaga will be Lord Gaga. All of this is Gaga, and it would be funny if it wasn't so dangerous, because terrifyingly, these mollycoddled, narrow-minded, intolerant, woke undergraduates will be our future. Students should be exposed to all literature. They should be able to listen to all visiting speakers and be exposed to a plurality of ideas. All the better if they're sometimes uncomfortable. They should be taught how to think, not what to think. They should emerge from university as graduates with open minds and open hearts. Unless you want to be a lawyer, architect or a doctor, what is the point of going to university in 2022? Is it worth the hassle? Is it worth the money? You tell me. Millions of British youngsters, in my view, could learn a whole lot more if they attended training and vocational courses, apprenticeships, online study, you name it. There are so many great alternatives. And that's where our taxpayer billions should be going, rather than on these bloated and unaccountable academic institutions. Alternatives to uni come at a fraction of the price, and tens of thousands of young people borrowing money for higher education could instead spend that money on a deposit for a flat, the purchase of work equipment, or they could use the cash to start a small business. The University of Life gets more attractive by the day.